am not going to hold y'all in suspense. Do y'all want to hear our first act? See our first act. Welcome to the stage, Mike Clarke.
Hello, my name's Mike, and you may possibly have noticed as I walked up to the stage that I've got a bit of a bald spot.
What?
It doesn't bother me too much because, after all, I'm the only person in the world who doesn't have to look at it. Until, that is, they invent 360-degree mirrors. But I did get a bit self-conscious about it when my kids teased me so much and took so many photos of it that it got its own account on Instagram. And the last that I heard was that it had become an influencer and it was looking for its own reality TV show. Now, I'm quite relaxed about the fact that I've got thinning hair, and because it qualifies me to do a very prestigious and incredibly well-paid job. And I think our Arsenal fan here will know what that is. Of course, it's Premier League football manager. They're all bald, aren't they? Pep Guardiola, Honestly, no, not Arteta. No, he's booking the trend there. But I figure, I'll have no tactical ability whatsoever, no ability to coach or motivate players, but I'll still be bald. And I thought, if that worked for Erik ten Hag at Man United, then why not for me? But I could, if I got in the dressing room, we could get some lights like that, disco lights. I could just turn around, shine my head, and hypnotise the fuckers into playing better. But if I don't make manager, I think I could also make pundit. Have you ever watched Match of the Day 2 with Danny Murphy and Alan Shearer sitting there? When I get back from the pub, I don't know whether I'm watching BBC One or open my fridge and looked at the row of free-range eggs in there. Elon Musk. Did I hear someone say Elon Musk? Who remembers the second half of his heavy space rocket that came back down to Earth a few weeks ago and got caught by this giant pair of mechanical chopsticks like that? What they didn't say is that the top half of the rocket hit the ocean surface and completely exploded and combusted. And the tech billionaire said about that it was a sweet and sour experience for him. Property websites, anybody use those to go and peer inside other people's houses? No, me neither. But there was something on the news about a woman from Staffordshire, and she said that she'd become addicted to the Rightmove app. In fact, she called it her porn, which brings a whole new meaning to the word gazumping. Terrible weather recently, isn't it? Pretty awful weather. And to get away from it, I organised a trip to the West Country, which got off to a little bit of a bad start when I got in the car with my wife and asked her what was the best way to Exeter. But we did go west in the end, and we got as far as Newbury. We got to the Wetherspoons in Newbury. Anybody been there? Anybody like Wetherspoons? Give us a cheer if you like Wetherspoons. Yeah, I thought you were a good Wetherspoon living audience. But the pub there is called the Hatchet Inn, named after the local murder weapon of choice. And I was in there, and there's a pair of these hatchets on the wall, and I didn't know whether that was because it was a tribute to the peaceable nature of the folk from Newbury, or whether it was just for convenience for when the local axe-wielding maniac came in later on. And I thought that kind of offensive weapons-led interior design scheme is not going to work too well in certain parts of the Wetherspoon Empire, like, up the road in the East End or whatever. But then I thought, actually, Tim Martin, the boss of Wetherspoons, the big anti-EU Brexit campaigner, maybe he sees an opportunity there to get rid of all that EU health and safety red tape and take advantage of the new demographic that Keir Starmer has offered him by emptying all the prisons. You could go down to your local nunchuck and truncheon, Wednesday night, steak night, Thursday night, curry night, Friday night, fight night. You know, you could use the app, you know, that they have at Wetherspoons. You could just dial up. You could have your billiard ball in a sock delivered to your table, your cattle prod, your taser from Star Trek, or phaser from Star Trek, I should say. And they'd be at it, beating the shit out of each other, and it would be a great business opportunity, wouldn't it? And then I thought, actually, that's not too different to the Wetherspoons I was in when I was in Glasgow last week. And going back to the weather, you know, Thames Water, and I knew somebody that was tracking the progress of Storm Lillian using the app that Thames Water used to track the overflow when they're pumping shit into the rivers. Have you seen that? It's like red dots come up everywhere. And then I thought, it's getting so bad that maybe we're going to have a sewage forecast alongside the weather forecast. And I've come dressed for it, if you not noticed the t-shirt. And it'll kind of go like this. It will be like, there's a low pressure system of excrement coming down the Thames this morning, leaving in the afternoon, a scattering of isolated turds. You might find the odd dead goldfish around Greenwich, and there's going to be a warm front of wet wipes passing over Westminster, and we've just had to announce an amber alert of used condoms in Clapham. You know, it's enough to make your hair fall out, isn't it? I've been Mike Clarke. Thanks very much.